Outriders is going to be available on Xbox Game Pass on day one, so April 1st, and the FPS boost coming to those 5 Bethesda titles will be out today. So I woke up this morning going through Twitter and going through the news feed, seeing if there was anything interesting to talk about, and I thought that today, Monday, after the big week last week, we weren't going to hear anything really big for at least the next couple of days. As the morning went on, there was still nothing, but then all of a sudden we got 2 big drops of news from Xbox Wire that has really made this another great Monday for Xbox. And before we get into this any further, if you guys are new here, you enjoy what you see throughout this video, you find it entertaining and informative, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can just build an awesome community and continue to talk about all the things going on with Xbox and the video game industry. I made a video yesterday talking about some of the rumors that have been circulating around Xbox over the last couple of days, and one of the rumors I talked about was from the Xbox Game Pass Twitter account, where they tweeted out that Melissa make Game Pass fake internal email style thing, and they hinted at a game coming to Game Pass, and the consensus was that this game was going to be Outriders. Everyone was right about that because Xbox announced today on Xbox Wire that Outriders will be making its way onto Game Pass on day one. Now what it says here is that Outriders will be available on console and Android phones and tablets via Xbox Cloud Gaming with Xbox Game Pass on day one. So it's coming to the Xbox Series consoles and to the cloud, and it won't be making its way out on PC. Maybe that will change in the future, and maybe they will release it later on PC. Now this is great news for a couple of reasons. Me personally, I wanted to play Outriders when it came out. I played the demo and actually had a lot of fun playing it, so I wanted to continue the experience when it launched. And now that it's out on Game Pass day one, saving the money on actually purchasing the game is a big deal, and it's going to release this game to a lot more people right away. And secondly, this is a third-party game releasing on day one on the Xbox Game Pass service. Now, no matter where you stand on this game, whether you're excited for it or not, whether you like the demo or not, this is great news if you are subscribed to Xbox Game Pass. This tells us that Xbox is looking for third-party content to release on the service on day one, and developers and publishers are seeing the success of Xbox Game Pass, and games that, hey, maybe they don't think are going to be the biggest successes, or games that they want to get out to a large user base right away, could potentially come to Xbox Game Pass in the future. I'm really interested in how this deal went down because this game comes out on April 1st, and if you think about a game like The Medium, which was from a third-party developer, they put their game out on day one on Xbox Game Pass. However, we knew that that game was coming for a very long time. We had no idea that Outriders was going to come out on day one. So maybe the developers were looking at the stats of games on Game Pass. Maybe they thought that by releasing this as full retail price, they were not going to get as many people to purchase it and play it as they would if they were to put it on Game Pass. And this deal maybe just came up within the last couple of days. It would be interesting to know how this came about, whether it was Xbox who reached out to People Can Fly and to Square Enix to try to get this on to the service, or if it was Square Enix and People Can Fly reaching out to Xbox, seeing the success that other games have had on the service and wanting to put that game on Game Pass on day one. Either way, this is great news for Game Pass that they are able to get third-party games on day one onto the service, and this will be a major draw for the service going forward. And secondly, the other big news that just came out this morning was that the FPS boost that was revealed last week on the Major Nelson podcast for those 5 Bethesda games is actually going to be released today. So the games that are getting that FPS boost are Dishonored Definitive Edition, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim Special Edition, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and Prey. Now this is going to be available on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, and the 5 titles are going to get an FPS boost from 30 to nearly 60 frames per second if FPS boost is enabled. Now, what else is interesting about this FPS boost for these 5 titles is this paragraph here where it says, in some instances, because there are higher graphics requirements to enable FPS boost technology, we've had to reduce a game's resolution to ensure it both runs smoothly and plays great. In those select cases, such as Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, in this latest title announcement, FPS boost is not automatically enabled for the Xbox Series X gamers. For all titles receiving this update, gamers will see a clear indicator if a title is running FPS boost. Now that's interesting because for Fallout 4 and for Fallout 76, they are both great looking games, and they had to reduce the resolution in order to get the FPS boost to run smoothly on them. But it also only says here for the Xbox Series X, so I wonder if that is the same case with the Xbox Series S. But at the end of the day, you're getting that FPS boost and you're getting the option whether you actually want to use it or not. So you're kind of getting the hardware level selection of the performance mode versus the graphical mode in all of these games that are going to have the FPS boost that they need to reduce the resolution. It's only those two games, so I guess it's with the graphics engines or the graphics requirements that they use for those games is causing that to happen. I don't think that's a really bad thing because they are doing this from a hardware level. They are giving you that option, but I'm interested to see the difference between the game and how it looks graphically with FPS boost on and then with FPS boost off. And again, they just reiterated here that they give you the choice of how you want to play it. And so people don't forget, there's also the auto HDR that they add on to these games that actually makes a big difference as well. So you can go into the compatibility mode when games support FPS boost and auto HDR, and you can toggle both of those on and off and just kind of see what it looks like with it on and what it looks like with it off. And they ended off here with some more exciting news that they have more titles that will support FPS boost to announce in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for the latest and greatest. So we're going to get more games relatively soon that are going to get FPS boost, and the more games that get it, the better it is. It is such a great option to have on these backwards compatible games. I said this in a previous video that I played Far Cry 4, I finished the campaign, and playing it with that FPS boost on just really enhanced my overall fun and experience when playing the game, because I turned it off and it was very jarring playing Far Cry 4 with FPS boost off versus playing it with it on. But this is all just more great news to Xbox. It's been a really fun couple of weeks and couple of months actually with the Xbox platform, with all of the great stuff happening from the Bethesda acquisition to the FPS boost to third-party games coming out on day one, and it's going to be a really fun generation going forward. Anyways guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Are you excited for Outriders? Are you going to be playing it on day one when it comes to Game Pass? And which of those 5 games that are getting the FPS boost are you going to check out first? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you are new here and you like what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow, help grow this community so we can have some great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.